Payment of tithing is fire insurance. Nonetheless, the word of the Lord is clear that those who do not keep the commandments and observe the laws of God shall be burned at the time of his coming.
Travis Wingetzel. So, in this episode, the previous episode is for another video, and it looks like it'll have to be for tomorrow. The treasure map in the Book of Mormon. Stay tuned, unless I'm cyber attacked by the church. But regardless, in this episode, Hot Wheels Delilah is back in action, solving crime and kicking butt. And this is apparently the only way that she and McGee have as a bonding in their relationship, because apparently having babies didn't fix their marriage. Yeah, the script writers just make Tim just the most awful human being in the universe. Oh my God. He's supposed to be an investigator for NCIS, and he can't get the clues in a marriage? Oh my God. Losing Michael Weatherly was just a major blow to the show. Of course, then they also lost Ziva at the same time. But Maria Bello is attempting to bond with Gibbs by taking away his agency, demanding that he share his feelings and talk. Oh my God. She's a psycho because she was damaged. All psychos go into psychology because they're damaged. That's the theme song in the description below. Excellent idea, Travis. I prefer my edited version, but YouTube won't allow it. So it's got to be my own personal thing. And if you listen to the song, you'll know exactly where in the song I edited out. It ruined the mood and the tempo. You can't do that. That's why I don't like Rocky Road, even though I mentioned it in the previous video, and then the NCIS episode, she says, Rocky Road. Oh, cool. I'm in harmony with NCIS. That I know the script lines before they even happen, or when I will get to them, watching them. And so psychology is evil. They purposely try to control you, take away your agency. They do what's called self-fulfilling prophecies. But the psychologist doesn't do the self-fulfilling of their own self-fulfilling prophecy. No, this is more devious. They bully people to get people to self-fulfill the psychologist's self-fulfilling prophecy. And apparently they're doing very well lately, as they're dominating the United States, getting all sorts of zombies quoting the lines of psychologists, and they don't even realize they're doing it. So that was one thing about watching TV for 8 to 10 hours a day when I was a kid, thanks to my mom. My brother had colic, so she set me in front of the TV. TV became my big brother. Not just Big Bird and Ernie and Bert. but it expanded into that. And yeah, there's a whole story about how the church tried to shut me down on TV watching through my parents. But part of that was the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show. And so watching the reruns on a regular basis, I knew many of the lines and was quoting them in social conversations. And I didn't realize until I got back from Rick's and my sister pointed it out to me. And I don't think it was directly, but it was something she said that triggered where I got that line from, and it was the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show. And I realized, oh, okay, I'm just like the HBO show that I would eventually find out about on my mission in New York, New York, which will have part to do with the Book of Mormon treasure map video. There was a show on HBO in '89 about a guy who lives his life through TV watching and his social interactions because of TV watching. And so it's HBO, so it's not porn. That's an awesome YouTube video. Mother just is hilarious. And so, knowing of the evil of psychology, now you're all going to look it up, aren't you? Be wary, it's very graphic in detail. And just to let you know, it is hilarious. And so the church, when they shut down their LDS family services, or not shut down LDS family service, LDS adoption services, that was part of their LDS family services, they instead went full-on blitz of psychology for family services. That's all it is. It's psychologists. And the church, because they can't be a monopoly in Utah, they have Valley Behavioral Health and the University of Utah, which also work under the church. They all work together as one. But to avoid the appearance of a monopoly, they're three separate. And so the church prophets control psychology rather than allowing psychology to control the prophets. Because LGBTQ keep complaining that the prophets are insensitive. And the prophets continue to act like Gibbs towards Maria Bello. And people just don't understand. The church is never going to change. They do what they do, and they're doing it for a reason. Yes, it has to do with the treasure map in the Book of Mormon. And so, when you read the church news, as this is a church news video, and we're late today because I got stuck on a project and problems ensued. So I'm a bit behind today. You will recognize their manipulation of Mormons using psychological manipulation from psychology. It is an evil thing, and thus why the BYUs and the public school system in Utah and the government and businesses all are swamped with psychology because the church did it. And psychology in the BYUs is even more dangerous because they're not scientific based. They claim they are. They're not. You cannot scientifically categorize human behavior. There are just too many causations for a single human behavior. And this is what they refuse to acknowledge, because they're trying to manipulate you through self-fulfilling prophecy. They get you to do the behavior and the cause behind it, so that they can then go see. And so as they're destroying science, every field of science at BYU's and in the school system, and the government is allowing for it, as they have a mental health court here in Utah now too, so that your rights are bypassed and you don't plead guilty, you plead mentally retarded. Oh, they don't use that word anymore because bullies picked up on it and were using it, going, hey, that's a great idea. I'm going to use it on my grade school peers. And so then it became a mental illness, and I don't even think they're calling it a mental illness anymore, because again, it's bullying, it's abuse. Psychology is pure evil. Came from Nazi Germany, and the church is fully embracing it because they embraced Nazi Germany. Moroni and the swastika. Look it up. There's even YouTube video lectures that he gives. And so Andersen is in Brazil ahead of the temple dedication in Brasilia. Did I pronounce that correctly? Must be because of Maria Bello. And so they're saying, as the title, 3 phrases Elder Andersen wanted youth. See what the church is doing with the youth. They did away with the Boy Scouts. They did away with the previous programs and activities for youth so that they can do this new Mormon Nazi Youth Battalion. And they were claiming that, well, you know, we want parents to be in charge of the children, and then the prophets step in and replace the parents. This is the evil of psychology, is because what they did was go into the public school systems and force the teachers to do a pass-fail grading system and go to the kids to make them all sensitive snowflakes, always stressed about everything, and because they were stressed about taking tests. And so they alleviated the stress, and now they've got all these paranoias and phobias, and they're sensitive if you tell them they failed. Oh, you can't tell a kid they failed. He got every question wrong, but he participated. Just like Mormons, they're participating in the church, so they get to go to the celestial kingdom. Not how it works. Not how it works. And if Mormons actually read their scriptures, they know that. And so, what are these 3 phrases that he's brainwashing the adults about how they're manipulating the children? The first one is, we love you, Maria Bello. Yep, emotional manipulation. They don't know you, thus they don't love you. They lied. Love is something that develops by investigating murders like Hot Wheels Delilah. It is not Maria Bello's strategy will not produce the desired results, women. Cannot take away men's agency. And then, psychologists used to say this is a bad thing. And I heard it in the older singles ward. Oh, I don't want to become dependent on a man. Yeah, kind of went beyond the mark. As a couple, you're supposed to bond like Hot Wheels Delilah. And so, yes, you do need each other in a marriage. And I hear it too often. Oh, we've been together so much. I need a break from us. I need to get away and do me time. No, you weren't bonding properly, first of all. But now you're trying to break up and use the falsehood of separation makes the heart grow fonder. Yeah, but that's withdrawals. But by being away for a long period of time, our need for relationship companionship gets stronger. And so if the need isn't met because of separation, which that could have been the theme song in the description below too. And yeah, don't stand so close to me. But I was thinking of the other one. If you love someone, set them free. Free, free, set them free is both by Sting, the Police. And so, we need you. The prophets don't need us. The whistleblower for Ensign Peak Advisors made it very clear. The church doesn't need us anymore. They're just taking our money just to add to the wealth. They don't need us. They can run their corporation without membership now. They don't need us. They can murder us with the day that shall burn as an oven and continue to say, well, if you keep paying your tithing, you'll be saved. But they don't need us. This is a psychological manipulation. They're not in a personal relationship with us. This is a blatant lie to deceive and to ensnare you in the brainwashing. And so what's the end goal? Well, Andersen tells them, we promise you. And so he gives the big lie. We know non-Trinitarian Jesus lives. We're not non-Trinitarian. At least Joseph Smith wasn't. Learning of the Jews, remember? Non-Trinitarian Jesus cannot be real because it has elements of anti-science. It defies the laws of physics. Just like Trinitarian Jesus defies the laws of physics. And Constantine also, in case the new Christianity was confused, he created a new word for the nature and character, homuzion, which means, by definition, not real. And so, no, Trinitarian or non-Trinitarian Jesus does not live. That's the big lie. They've already emotionally manipulated you, and now they're going, Jesus is real. Trust him, because I'm willing to bet. Yep, sure it is. He will deliver you from your most excruciating circumstances, like the day that shall burn as an oven. How? Oh, we got to pay tithing, and then we'll be saved? That's not an extortion threat with violence if we don't pay up? 5 years for every count and over 16 million, thus over 80 million years in prison? Sounds like we need Hot Wheels Delilah on the case. Because our government's not taking my tips. And that's it. Go to the temple. That's what it's all about. The Brazilian temple is about to be dedicated. And who gets to go in? Full tithe payers. See, when you know what they're doing and what they're saying and the source of it, you can expose them like I just did. Where's my Hot Wheels Delilah, by the way? We've got a treasure map to find. I know exactly where it is, but I can't do it without the woman. Where are you? That could also be the theme song in the description below.